Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you've had a good weekend. I thought what we'd do tonight is just kind of check on what the market's looking like tonight, as well as talk about some of the purchases I made Friday. Hopefully we can turn some of those around this week and make a sale or two. We definitely need to. We didn't do anything last week. So that's going to be the goal this week, to have us a sale under our belt by Wednesday. May be able to get some more purchases, depending on what the market does. And so we'll take a look at that and talk about both those things in the next few minutes here. So let's go ahead and switch over to our portfolio, take a look at that. Let me go ahead and pull that up for us. Let's see, let me get this out of my way. So here's the portfolio. Friday, you see we did have a lot of red there. Not a good day Friday. Some things were down. Some of them down a pretty good bit. X did have a good day. It came in towards the end of the day there, as you can see here from the chart. Ended up strong towards the end of the day there, so we'll take that with our USD. We're actually up doing pretty good on that one, up almost 3%, getting close to 3% on what we're holding. But again, that's more of an investment than it is a trade. Cost averaging, those type of things. Plus, I got some in the cash account. So, but we're not going to trade that anytime soon. Peloton was holding at 27 for a good while. Let me go ahead and pull that chart up for us. Take a look at that. The one-day chart here. You can see it was a while there. It was holding the 27 level. Right up in here. Let's see, where were we? All this up in here. We were, kind of close. We kind of gotten down about 26.50, 26.35. Once it got under that 27 support, there was nothing supporting it anymore. And that's what happens once you get under those support levels and you stay under there. You start losing support. So the question on this one is, where's the next support? So what I want to do here is I'll pull up like a year chart here, and you'll see here's where we're at. And if you look at that line going all the way across there, it's possible that this could be a level of support because it's the tip of some resistance there about a year ago back. If you look at all to your far left on the screen. Also, you see another little peak there that got pretty close, this one here, to this level. So we're pretty close to this level here. But the real support looks like it might come right in this area, the 23.52. So that's going to be quite a good ways down from here. So definitely not going to touch this one. As far as cost averaging goes, not going to get anywhere near that one. I think right now we're down 12.46% on this one. So this is not a good situation to be in when you've got a stock that you don't really want to cost average down, and it's already down 12%. But that's just something you have to deal with sometimes. You just, you get stuck in one sometimes, and this is one looks like we might be stuck in for a while, but, news can change anything, but I don't feel comfortable with this one right now. I think it's going to head down to some of these other levels here, 23, then you're looking at 22. So that's definitely a long ways off here, so that's another 10%. So we definitely don't want to touch this one right now, okay? But we hold on to it. If it ends up being an investment for us, more so than a trade, that's just the way it goes. As far as my strategy goes, again, we talked about strategies last night. That's my strategy. You may have a totally different strategy. Some folks may have already sold out since it's past the 10% marks, or 8%. A lot of folks have an 8% level that they don't like to get below. So, Novavax was, let me go ahead and pull that chart up here. It had a good little peak up here for part of the day. It actually got up to around 794. I went ahead and bought some of this because the volume was so low. I don't think a lot of this activity here was really much to speak of. It was just because, look at this volume here. It's only 1.8 million shares, normally trading 4.2. So I didn't like the fact that it didn't have any volume to it. So that's, what happens a lot of times when there's no volume. That's just some weak hand selling. So I felt pretty comfortable going ahead and buying into that. And I actually bought it a little higher than I wanted. But we did buy some at 790, so we're holding some at 790 now, and we'll just see how it goes. But it did end up closing down around 772, so took a good whack on what we bought. So, but that's okay. I expect this to turn around pretty good. Any kind of news would turn this around, but it's also part of my cost averaging that I'm doing as well. So no big deal. But we'll keep an eye on that one. Hopefully we can get rid of it. That lot that I bought this past week. Hope we can get rid of it this week. MPC started out halfway decent, and then it ended up going down just a little bit. Again, I think that was just more market than anything else. MPC still pretty strong around that 59 level. But we're going to watch it. If it gets down to where we like to buy it, we'll definitely just jump on some of that. EXAS, down day, but it's got a ways to go before we get any kind of chance to buy there. Now, I did buy some CLF. We did get in on that at 710. So you can see here it did close at 709. And the volume on that one was almost average. And then ACB, we bought some of that as well. Bought that in at 165. And the volume on that one was extremely low as well. So as far as its normal volume. So we did get in on that as well. So we're holding three now that we bought Friday: Novavax, CLF, and ACB. So that's good. That's a good way to start the week. And so we may have a chance to sell. So let's go ahead and jump into the market. Looking at the market for tomorrow. Go ahead and go cut over here to CNBC. And we can see a lot of red here. And this is a pretty good little chunk of down market here that you're looking at here, over 1%. We could have a rough start to the market in the morning. This is all to have to do with this coronavirus. It's just all the news right now is the coronavirus. You can see here Dow set to drop more than 300 points at the open as coronavirus cases outside China surge. So remember what we talked about. A couple of things drive the market. It's fear and greed. Now this is fear, and you can see what fear does to the market. So that's okay. We hate this is going on. The virus things, people's losing their lives, but it's fear mostly in the market right now. A lot more people die from the flu and everything else than they do from this. This is just unknown things, and when the market doesn't know things, it gets shaky and there's fear there. So we're going to watch tomorrow. If this thing gets down, 500-600 points, it's going to be a good opportunity to buy some things more than likely. At least start nibbling on them, or maybe doubling down on some of these we bought Friday. So we're going to watch that. That may be a good opportunity for us tomorrow, as bad as it is right now. Again, this all can change by in the morning, though. Let's take a look at the Asian markets. They're down. As you can see, they're not down quite as bad. You do have Hong Kong down over a percentage, but the Nikkei and the Shanghai here only about 0.5% or so, 1/3%. So not quite as bad as what our markets look like right now. Let's take a look at our oil real quick, see what it's doing. Oil following suit here, down 2%. Again, oil slides nearly 1% on fears over toll of coronavirus. So everything's all about that virus, and we're going to hear about it all day tomorrow. You can just bet on that and be ready for that. That's what's happening. That's what they do. I mean, the fear comes into the market. They've been wanting this market to pull back for a while, and I say they. I'm always talking about the big boys. Once a market runs up and they've cashed out or whatever, they're trying to bring that market back down. I know that all sounds paranoid, but I've seen it happen so many times. And any little thing that they can bring the market down, they'll bring it down a few, 3, 4, 5%, and then they'll start loading their boats again, and then they'll just let it run and let it go back up and make their money. That's what they do. This is just something I've seen played over and over and over again. It's not so much paranoia as it sounds. Trust me. Just watch it. That's what's going to happen. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen with this coronavirus. This thing could be something terrible for it's over with. Who knows? But the market doesn't know, and that's the whole deal right now. The market doesn't know, and so anytime there's unknown things going on in the market, you'll see it start to dip. That's okay. That's why we've got that cash on the sideline. Anytime that market dips and gets a good 3, 4, 5%, you can bet there's going to be some bargains out there, and we're going to be all over those as well. So, but that's what's happening in the market. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to be kind of short tonight. Tomorrow, what we're going to try to do is possibly, double down on some of these, maybe pick up some different ones, depending on how far things go down tomorrow. One thing that I like to buy sometimes on these dips is something called VTI. It's an ETF that kind of reflects the market. And, if you get one of those days where something goes down 600 to 1,000 points, if you get one of those bad days like that, that's a good time to start nibbling on some of that VTI and some of those other ETFs that reflect markets like the NASDAQ and things like that. So that's what I might be doing tomorrow as well, depending on how far it goes down. It's got to go down pretty far for me to start doing that. But that's going to be it for tonight. It's just kind of a short video. I hope you enjoyed last night's video on strategy. If you haven't had a chance to see that one, go check it out. It's a pretty long video, 14 minutes or so, but it's got a lot of good information in there, and I hope you enjoy that as well. Other than that, just have a great day tomorrow. Be careful. This market could drop pretty significantly tomorrow based off of this futures. But look for opportunities. It's a good opportunity to buy. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you have the opportunity, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And go ahead and tell your friends about the videos, and then if they're interested in trading. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you sometime tomorrow night. Thanks. Bye.
To subscribe, click the button in the right-hand corner. Thank you.